All right. The last video was really about computer-based modules that we might work on to train new faculty or instructors. And we might even be able to use that to demo some online ways of conveying information so that people can see how it works. In this next section, really, this is sort of the old-fashioned paper part. I think that when we go over information, people aren't going to remember everything we say, but they'll at least remember it enough to say, I should check in this notebook that we give out. So obviously the notebook should say Red Rocks all over it. It should have logos and all that fun stuff. And again, Red Rocks pens, all that kind of stuff. As far as handouts go, there should be an instructional calendar, obviously, for the year, faculty payment schedule, and also maybe even how under-enrolled classes work, faculty handbook, and I think there's one on the portal, and that's why it's PRTAL, because I wasn't sure, and so I left out the O in case it wasn't on the portal, in which case I could say I meant the PERTL. Add drop sheet, late add process and instructions, and clearly at this point, maybe keyboarding instructions for deans. Disability services document, basically what do you get back from disability services and how you should proceed from there. More handouts, the code of conduct would be good, or the student handbook there. Disciplinary procedures, again, student handbook. The student of concern report, or whatever we use here, I think it's electronic, but maybe a copy of that, and maybe instructions for the kinds of things you put in it. Instructions for how to get on the rock, instructions for how to get on D2L and use that, again, with those screen captures. Emergency procedures, anything that the police have for things like that. A sample syllabus, and maybe general comments about the syllabus that they can refer to when looking over the video. Is there a phone directory? If there is, that would be a good time to give it to people. Pedagogical items, and these are ideas that I just kind of threw out or that I saw. And really, we should get the best faculty to say, what is it that we need to put in here. And I think we need to think about food for thought. Things that people, hey, I need a lesson on this. Oh, look at all these cool pedagogical handouts I have, or something probably more exciting sounding and less contrived. All right. So really, I think we should go with faculty on this. I saw something about common teaching methods that was handout. I don't know how that word blech got next to it, but yeah, there are these all different ways of doing things, but it looks like something that a lot of people might not look at, and I could be completely wrong. So if somebody says, I really think that handout is helpful, we can obviously use that. If somebody says, I wrote that, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to say. I've written crap too. As a matter of fact, you might be looking at some of it right now. Online course standards, I don't know that we have any specific ones yet, but I'm hoping that we have some that we can give to faculty. Even in-class faculty might want to know what are the standards for online classes, because if they have online components, that would be helpful. Some stuff on active learning. I think something on flipping the classroom. I know it's a relatively new concept, but it's getting bigger, and it really does suggest a different kind of pedagogy. Something on blended learning. Some stuff on critical thinking and how to use critical thinking in the classroom. Maybe something on writing rubrics, using writing rubrics. Assessment ideas. I really kind of left assessment out of this, and maybe that would be another video-based training. But a CIQ, by the way, is I don't even remember what it is anymore, but basically what it does is ask students things like, at what point in the class were you most engaged, least engaged, most confused, what clarified things, that kind of stuff. So just different ways of doing assessment. It's critical incident questionnaires in CIQ. Learning styles, the auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. Do we want to go over that? Is that something that everybody knows, or should we put something about that in there? Bloom's taxonomy, it keeps coming up. I'm not sure why, but some people think it's really important. I'm sure Bloom does. Or if there are other types of schemes that we want to look at. I'm not really into crude behaviorism, but people have found that to be useful, and I know some very intelligent people have used that really well. And maybe some stuff on the adult learner. We make assumptions that people know what adult learners are like, but we may be getting people who are new, who maybe haven't taught adult learners, and so something about that I think would be helpful as well. But it doesn't matter what I think, because again, I'm just throwing these out as examples. This is my own editorial comment, but really it would be great to get faculty to say, what kinds of things do we really want to get across to new faculty in terms of just food for thought for teaching and things like that. The next video will just be other considerations. This is sort of the wrap-up video.